We are here on a Wine Therapy's wine tour at our fourth stop, Gadela Winery. I'm excited because we have so much in store for you today as we tour this beautiful home set of Gadela Winery. I feel like I'm at home. I feel like I'm in the country, as you can see the outside. So sitting with a glass of wine with family and friends, this is the absolute favorite setting for that. So I hope you all are ready for what we have. Hey family, it's Dr. Johnson and Happy Wine Therapy Wednesday. Today we are here at our fourth stop at Gadela's Winery. I'm so excited. It is here in the Woodlands, and I hope you all enjoy this tour and this experience as we get to learn the history of Gadela Winery and what they have to offer us on today. So let's get started.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Dr. Johnson.
Welcome over to our little house.
Thank you. It's beautiful.
My wife is Brenda.
Nice to meet you, Miss Brenda. And I know Mr. Franco.
Yes.
We met already, so thank you so much for letting us in. All right, let's
Welcome,
get started.
please.
Thank you.
After you.
Dr. Johnson, and we are here at Gadela Winery. I'm excited because I'm sitting with the owners, Mr. Franco and Miss Brenda, and they are both married. Yes, they are together, and they have been here for a while, so I'm excited to learn about their establishment, and they actually make their own wine, so I get to taste it today. So what are we having today, our first glass?
We're going to start first with Brisa, which is a very light and smooth wine based on a Sauvignon Blanc grape. Has also an infusion of kiwi and pear. So that smooth and tropical flavor of pear is very easy to find. And how about just, let's start by tasting instead of just talking about it.
All right, all right.
Something interesting about this wine that I think the Brisa is the one that make us very popular. Because that's the wine that people were looking for and they couldn't find in any store, the Gadela Winery, and they're like, but I never tried a wine like this before. You can drink it with anything. You don't have to pair it with any kind of food. It's so smooth. It's sweet, it's smooth, but not too sweet. Not the intensity is not that sweet.
Oh,
so cheers.
It's not too sweet at all. It's actually really good. I just get right into it. I'm sorry.
and people ask me if how is this wine? If I'm not looking at something like a Moscato, that's not really. Moscatos are much sweeter, and we could go later into details, for the fermentation, where they start, they stop, which that's what gives it, that sweetness to the wines. But yes, on this one we decided to put it at that point where it was very smooth. Again, is in the descriptions we always say is the best wine to have it by the pool, and it's also it's ladies' wine. And the only problem is that if you have it by the pool and it's so smooth, you might end up drinking it too quick.
So true.
But let's enjoy. Let's try a little bit of the.
And also, this was our #1 seller until Caribbean show up, that we're gonna try later.
Oh, I'm excited about that.
This is our #2 now.
Okay. So, Gadela Winery. How did that name come about? What does it mean?
Gadela is an acronym, and letter by letter is an acronym in Spanish. And it goes, Gloria a Dios en las alturas. That means, in English, means glory to God in the highest. Where all this comes from, it was a gift. It was an inspiration from the Holy Spirit. Long ago, about 23 years ago, I was praying in front of the Blessed Sacrament when I received that beautiful message, and I said, wow, this is so beautiful. I don't know what to do with this. And so I say, okay, let me guard it and save it until God has something planned for me, or what He wants me to do with it. And so that's decided to register, opened a corporation, and put in a standby mode. and also buy the domain in order to preserve this beautiful thing. And of course, time went by, so many years, and that's when we were about to open the winery, that we were going through different names and different ideas. What to give to this winery? How to call it? It was something so precious. We're talking about glory to God in the highest. And so, I mean, that idea that was there, but at a point we thought, we do not want to offend God with that beautiful gift that He gave us. And that was something so beautiful. My wife, she said, well, what was Jesus' first miracle? Was making,
Water to wine.
water to wine. And then she says, I don't think God is going to be offended by you making wine. So, and giving that gift that He gave you, and give it to the winery. And I we said, okay, so let's do this. And of course, we put all this in prayer. I said, Lord, if this is what you have planned for us, let the things start moving and rolling, because we will understand. That if we see that things start growing, this gift you gave us, it's not for us. That was not the intention. So everything suddenly started flowing, and I said, okay, thank you. Now we know that this is what you were expecting for us to use this gift that you bless us with.
Yes, I love the story. Ms. Brenda, you are very wise for you to let him know, like, Jesus' first miracle was this, so they give you that encouragement. And I love the fact that you didn't move until God said, okay, this is what I have. So you were very intentional about your gift. You didn't let it go to waste. You didn't move too soon, too late. So I really love that story, especially me, myself. I'm a Christian, so I'm enjoying this story, by the way, very much so. So thank you for sharing that. So how long have you all been here doing Gadela Winery?
We opened the winery 4 years ago. Lots of things had to go through. We had to go through between building and
COVID,
fixing
and
and
COVID.
COVID. Yeah, but I mean before a little before that, and until finally went through all the different permits from all. And some people ask me, because up on the wall I have a lot of different permits and licenses, and people say, customers say, gee, I got a lot of permits. And I say, that's some of them. I mean, I got a lot more upstairs. Because I never thought that a winery could take so many permits. And beautiful thing, God allowed me to go one by one. If He would have let me know how many I was gonna have to go through, I would probably quit it. Yeah. But no, He let me.
I remember the time we thought we're gonna open next month. Yeah, and Franco came. No, I need to get another permit, and I'm like, another permit?
Right, another.
How come? No, but this is. Then we come back. Yeah, we're gonna open next month. No, we need the fire and marshal expansion.
Just one thing after another.
So it was like, really, are we gonna open?
Right.
It took forever.
But it was all in God's plan, and it was His plan. It's in His time, and many times as we were going through all those circumstances, we had to, now we need another permit. Oh, now we did that. Oh goodness, and then I got desperate. Of course, I started kicking down. I said, gee, why all this? And we're not going to have it open. And that's when Brenda, the wise one, she said, well, remember, it's not in your time. It's in God's time. Mm-hmm. So I had to humble down a little bit, and it's in God's plan. That one beautiful thing we were talking about it with other customers. And there is nothing that makes God laugh so much is when you say you have a plan.
That's so true. That's so true. Very true.
You're gonna make him laugh because it's not it's not a plan. It's His plan.
It's His plan. Very
But so that's 4 years since we opened to the public. About 6 years since we acquired the property, started pulling all the different permits, and to the point that we opened. I've been making wine, and it started as a hobby for 18 years already, and again, my first wines, I still have one bottle of that one. I don't dare to open that one. Probably I'll be poisonous. But I still preserve that bottle. And I think it was first bottle I made was back in 2002.
Oh, okay.
And
So how did winery become a hobby for you? Like, I'm just help me understand that.
Frank was very curious.
You to make wine as a hobby? Yeah,
We
it's my first time hearing that.
We work with the Traveler Vineyard as a hobby at home because we love wine. Let's do that. Oh, let's do that company. We can try different wines and this people and this and that. And he started, how do you make wine? And he started buying books and reading. And how do you do this? And how do you do that? And Brenda, let's go. Let's buy some of this. I want to buy a kit to start making wines. And we traveled like an hour away from where we live in Miami, Florida, trying to find a place for him to start his new hobby. But he wanted to be creative, and he wanted to do a wine from hibiscus flower, not from grapes. That wasn't good.
Very curious. Very
It wasn't good. I'm glad he perseverates and doesn't give up.
well, I gave up on that one.
You gave up on that one.
That
No, that one, no.
I said, that won't work. You can't make wine out of flowers.
Yeah.
But I felt challenged by
Yeah.
everybody makes wine out of grapes. I want to make it out of a flower.
Yeah, something different. I understand.
And of course, you never heard anything like that. So of course,
It was bad.
it was
Pretty
bad.
bad. Okay, that's pretty
It
bad.
wasn't good.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting. So I know that this establishment is a home feel. It's very homey. It's not like a secluded place where, we come and everybody's like here, there, everybody's separated. We're all together. It's like a conversation room. That's what I would like to call it. So how did you come about finding this building, this property? Oh, the wise one.
Good. Yeah, she has all the credit. She found the place.
It is the Holy Spirit inspiration. I think looking for and the frustration and looking for a month and this is like paying a mortgage, and I'm like, paying a mortgage, cling. Let's start looking for a house in a place that doesn't have deep restrictions, that we could make it a winery. And we were blessed to find this place in the middle of the woodland spring area, and it's been good this year. So we survived COVID, yay!
Yes. Thank you for that. Thank you, Lord, for that. Now, how did you survive COVID? What was so different about you all versus other businesses?
Since all the wineries were categorized as bars, so they forced every winery to close down, and so we had to find a way to continue selling wine. So thank God we could kept contact with a lot of our customers. Started sending campaign and to letting them know that we will bring the wine to their house. And so we started doing deliveries.
Or people will come and drive through and pay online, open the trunk because everybody was very scared with the COVID.
Yeah.
And we just placed the bottle in the trunk, closed the trunk, and they left.
Very creative. It's curious. I'm sure this is Franco, but very, very creative. I love that.
Yes.
I really do. So I know you make your own wine. So what wines do you have today to show us, to tell us about?
We have 14 different wines.
14? Okay.
Can you survive?
I don't know what the break girl. I don't know. I try.
And we pour very little amount, and the idea is and that's what we do for during tastings. We pour 8 wines for the customers, and for them to have the idea of what they are going to consume afterwards. And we pour usually half ounce, so 8 times half means you're talking 4 ounces only. And some customers said, can you pour more? And I said, if I pour a whole ounce, by the 7th pour, it probably lost you. And it's not a good idea.
And you're not going to enjoy it and feel the difference.
Yeah, your taste buds start, getting a little more numb, and then you're not enjoying them anymore.
Yeah,
and the idea is for you to have a good perception of the different characters that you may find on each one. So let's.
We did this one.
Let's move to the next one.
The Rooster Minnow.
Tell us about that, Mr. Franco. What is that we have coming up?
Okay, Gewürztraminer is a German grape, And we have a lot of comments about the name, and some of them call it God bless you.
Because it's a demeanor one.
The demeanor one.
Because it's a hard name to say.
It's a hard word. And I do understand that one. And so the real way of how to say it, the Gewürztraminer is how it is. The W sounds like V, so it sounds Gewürztraminer. Very phonetic, very German. I don't speak German, but it's just enough to impress.
Okay. Yeah, Mr. Franco is a jokester. Seriously, he's here. Okay.
And the name of this grape, again, it pays credit to how is the grape. The grape is very very spicy. So actually, Gewürztraminer means the carrier of spices. It really pays credit to that. So what we're going to find on this wine is citrics and florals, and very smooth. It's a semi-dry. Most of the commercial Gewürztraminers are sweet, and I would say it's not a norm. Rather, is a more commercialized way of making the Gewürztraminer and the Riesling, which is the next one we're going to try. That you always find in the supermarket sweet. Mm-hmm. So we decided to make him the way that they make it in the country in Germany. Okay. And yes, you're going to find these Gewürztraminers to be dry, but still very light and preserving the character of this grape, which is those citrus and floral. So let's try this.
And so you don't speak German, but where are you from?
I was born in Nicaragua, Central America. My mother was from Venezuela. Oh, okay. And my great-granddad was a German one. So he came to Nicaragua to work in business of coffee and cattle. And my granddad married a lady from England. And so we were a melting pot. We got blood from all over. And now my kids, they are worse. Because now my wife, she's from Puerto Rico. So now we got bloods from all over.
Melting pot, I like that.
And it's very funny because in Puerto Rico, I don't know if you know the culture over there, and what would be the word? The ethnicities over there in Puerto Rico. You can see in the same family, same dad, same mom, and you're gonna see one blonde, green eyes, the other one dark skin, curly hair, and they go. You would say like, are you two related?
Hey, mom.
Oh yeah, we're sisters.
Right.
Yeah, we're brothers.
Okay.
And our youngest son, and Brenda's. Joseph is her son, and his cousin, is very dark, and it's funny because my father-in-law says, make sure you don't confuse the two of them. He's been joking about that. It's so different, and from the same blood, but they are so beautiful, mixed up, but that's why I say, our blood now has my kids, they got everything.
I love how you embrace the melting pot. That's beautiful that you embrace it. Yeah. And how many children do y'all have?
We have two. Two younger ones, and also have two older ones from a previous marriage. My oldest one is 33. Second one is 30. She has two kids, a girl and a boy. So I'm a granddad. Mm-hmm. And then my younger ones is Isabella, who is 17. She's going to be 18. And then Joseph, who is 12, is going to be 13. He's like 31.
He's like 31?
He's like 31, yeah. And he's big, tall. He's taller than Brenda already. And that's our family.
Okay, beautiful. So what's the next wine we have?
Okay. Let's go with I have it over here, the Riesling.
I'm telling you, I talk a lot.
Oh, you
And
okay?
I don't drink.
You don't drink a
That's
lot. Okay.
Yeah.
So I know when I came in, I was letting y'all know how I love the scenery of the place and how wine therapy, it's kind of like it has the family vibe. We kind of talk about different topics over wine. And if I'm not mistaken, you all kind of, said that was, kind of the purpose of the way it's set up. So kind of tell me about your setup here.
You want to explain that?
When we opened it, I have a vision. I didn't want to have tables only. I want to have some sofa, but we also have some food here, some appetizers. We have margarita pizza, we have caprese salad, we have an international food trade, which is an empanada from Argentina, from Venezuela, from Puerto Rico, of course, yuca bites. We have different, finger food appetizers, and of course the cheese and the salami and everything else. So we wanted to have tables too, if people want to sit and eat, or the sofa just to sit down and talk with each other. And it's been very nice. It's been a blessing. Our customers are a blessing for us. Like they come over here, we know them, and they come play games. They bring their cards.
Okay.
They spend time here. They don't feel like a rush, like they are in a restaurant. Like, here's your bill. This is your bottle. Give me your bill. It's like you can sit here and stay for hours, drinking your bottle of wine, relaxing, sitting outside, watching the birds when it's not the winter.
Yeah.
The scenery is calm, and that's what I like here. There's no rush. We have the rush outside. You come over here.
Mm-hmm.
It's your peaceful place.
Yeah.
No stress.
Mm-hmm.
Read a book. Thursday especially is very quiet. Bring your book. Read outside. Smoke a cigar if you want.
Yeah, and you do have a beautiful outside scenery, by the way. I hope we're going to capture that for the audience. It's beautiful. So,
Thank you.
what is your max capacity here?
70 people.
70 people.
Inside.
Inside 70, yeah.
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of people, actually.
Well, that's what the county says.
That's what county says.
But, and we can, crumble up people, but we never go. We're not looking to, fill, the place with that many people. Rather, we would rather have comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And again, you see the arrangement is we have tables and sofas, and the idea is of making this place to look more like a home. So when people come in, that's the feeling. That's how they feel. That's that feeling that they have in their heart. You feel so comfortable, and then they start sharing with the other people, and it's so familiar
Create a
that,
community.
that it invites family,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time, kind of is a repellent for those who come in for a party.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a party place, so
Yeah.
it doesn't bring people who are looking to make a lot of noise,
Yeah,
get drunk.
no.
Because it's a very family thing. It invites more of people who have family or kids. I mean, kids are always welcome, and to sit
Pets
down
are welcome too.
and relax, have an easy time.
All right.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah,
you
we
for
have
that.
game for the kids whenever they come. So.
Oh, that was sweet. Thank you for looking out for the children. They always need something to do. So tell us a little bit about Riesling.
Riesling is a little bit drier. Wine has that's the nature of this grape of being very fruity. So even though it's dry, it's gonna lead you to some feelings of sweetness. But that's the fruitness of that grape. So it's very mild. It's again a little bit drier, but it's got a full body. I would say it's very, very noble to the palate, and it's delicious.
It's good. Actually,
And
good.
one of the things that we do over here, we do tasting by appointment too, because sometimes they come and we're busy, and I say, if you want to do the tasting with the winemaker, it's better to have an appointment.
Yeah.
So he can dedicate at least half an hour. And people come in the life that we live. This is rush. Everything is a rush.
Mhm.
Give me a flight, I drink it. And we're like, no, we want you to enjoy your wine. We want you to learn about it. And when people get out of here, they're so happy. They say, I never knew anything. I learned so much
Yeah.
over here about the wines. And so people come and they're like, And we're like, and Franco, let me help you here. And he have a picture of a tongue. He has a picture of the tongue, and he say, here you perceive the sour, the sweetness. Here you perceive this and that. So he give him like teach him a little class. So because you're missing some of the flavors because you're drinking it too fast. So he tried to help everyone. And well, I don't know anything about wine. Oh, perfect. That's better.
Exactly.
This is gonna be your first experience, and you get to know which one you like. Because as my mother-in-law said, she said, I asked her because she traveled all the world, she knew a lot about wines, and which one is your favorite, which one is the best wine? And she said, you want to know which one is the best wine? And I'm like, yes, sure, tell me which one, the one that you like. She said, it doesn't matter how much it costs, it's the one that you like. Because it's unique. It's definitely red or white is what you like.
What you like, I like that, I do. So how do you, when you do the tasting, how do you know what order you go in? Like as far as the taste,
The order of the wines?
And that's a good question because people want to give me this and give me that, and we're like,
it's an order. So
Yeah,
I'm wondering how
and sometimes I mean, from the start, I tried to bring them in that same order. I mean, all the wines in our list, they are in specific order of strength, right? So if we first start with sweet white, moving to dry white, and then we move into sweet red. We start moving into the mellow, medium dry reds, into oaky, into smoky, into very oaky, into high spices, and through the list. As we move down the list, we're going into more strength, higher strength of wine. The higher the strength of the wine, the more your palate is getting accustomed to it. Happens that if you go into a very powerful wine and you go back down, see your taste buds are kind of a little bit numb already, or heavily impacted and used to or accommodated to the heavier ones. So you go back, you're going to completely miss the flavors on that one, and you're gonna, lose it. You're not gonna perceive, those characters. That's why, as we move along, we're moving into stronger, and stronger, so that we don't miss the flavors on we go into strength. So let's move on to the next one, which is a Viognier. Is a grape from the High Plains. Needless to say, this is a French grape, but it's actually grown in the High Plains in Texas, somewhere close in Lubbock. Well, not close here, close to Lubbock, but far away from it. And this wine is this is a full body white wine, dry, very strong on citrus. Lemongrass. This one has a lot of lemongrass and wild honey.
That's good.
It gets better every time.
How often do you all make wine throughout the year or months? Like how often do you have to do?
Lately, we have wine in progress almost all the time.
Okay, good.
There is either is going through fermentation, or is in the clarification stage, or is aging, but there is always wine in progress. When we started, we made our first batches, and then for about 6 months, we didn't make more wine. Guess what? We ran out of some wines, and then we were going so again,
and we didn't know what to expect from some wines.
As good beginners, we lost track of what was going on, and we ran out of some wines, and it's oh my goodness, that can happen. So.
And also waiting to see, because when we did the Caribbean, which is the next one, I can't wait for you to try it. It's the #1 seller.
Oh, I'm excited.
And the Caribbean, I asked Franco for that wine because I said, I like this kind of wine. Can you make one for me, please? And he's like, okay. So he did sample all of the Caribbean. It was not a lot. And he went out like in 3 weeks. So he decided to make the whole barrel and thing for the Caribbean. And then it was like moving so fast. So now we learned a lesson.
It was done in no time. So I said, okay, now we have to triple.
So and the same with the Brisa. We know Brisa and Caribbean, we have to make a lot when we make the wine. So we learn like with what customer like, and okay, this wine we have to make sure we start making so we have enough time for them to age and have them ready for the oven.
And example that there's in the aging room there are 3 barrels that are aging, and also the barrels in the back. Those have customers that come in and say, "Hey, that's very nice decoration." And I say, "No, that's actually wine in those barrels."
Right.
Yeah, so that's actually it's a Petit Verdot that is aging in those barrels, and probably maybe in another 4 months we're gonna be able to take it out and see how it is.
What we do with our wine club member, we allow them to try the wine from the barrel, like we serve them a sample, so they can see how the wine is maturing. Like they come every 3 months to see, they see how is the Petit Verdot doing, and the first one is like, oh, and then, oh, okay, and they can try it first, it's being part of the benefits of being in the wine club.
Yeah.
So they get to try them, and the Merlot, they're like, but we want to buy it today, and we're like, it's not ready
Not
yet.
ready, yeah. It's good that you keep your customers in mind. That's a blessing. That's a good thing. Very good.
They're like that.
Yeah.
They would like to be in that sense. And this is a very unique wine, and has a little bit of explanation in order to get to that. And that's what Brenda was telling me, said before, that she wanted a wine to be like this one. So we were seeking to find in a single wine lots of strength. I mean, powerful, strong red cab. And so that's when we started. So we had, it's based on Cabernet, Syrah, and Zinfandel. So let me tell the story. So now we start with the cab that is full body, very dry, rich, intense. Plus now we added Syrah, which is spicy. See, look at the logic. So that's how I thought of it. You add spices to foods that you want to enhance flavors. So my idea of adding the Syrah, combination with the cab, was to, enhance, bring much brighter and deeper flavors from the cab. I mean, it's like bring it up higher. And so now we end up with a wine that is too much. Now it's too powerful. So now I want to be able to transfer all these beautiful flavors back smooth into your palate, not to depend too much on the acidity, because it's highly impacting, rather on the sweet side. So we added Zinfandel to it. So we started with Zinfandel, we stopped it, and it's still preserving some of the sweetness. And because of the fruitness and sweets from this one, was allowed to have this, fruity and spicy and powerful cab, to be able to express all those flavors in the sweets and make it really delicious and comfortable to your palate. So it starts sweet, it's intensely rich, and then after maybe about 5-6 seconds, it becomes dry.
It's really good. I didn't think, from the smell, I didn't think it was going to be sweet like that in the beginning. So I'm kind of learning, like, even though it may have a berry smell or sweet grape, I guess, smell, it doesn't mean it's going to be sweet. It could be just what's in it. So I am learning it as I'm going through the different wineries. So this was really good. And I don't do sweet often at all. And all I really
A lot of people don't do sweet, and they say,
no.
I like this one.
That was
I like
really
this one.
good.
And it's like the brisa, you don't need to pair it with any kind of food. You can drink it by itself,
Yeah,
like the
really
brisa.
good.
There's some reds that you're like, a piece of meat, this will be good. And the Gewürztraminer, I think about sushi. And recently fish or chicken.
How would you know what to pair it with? What food, I guess? What?
Like this one, for example, by itself, I would say.
This is how to pair wines to food. Usually, I will make sure that the food that I'm eating does not overpower my wine. My wine is my flavor enhancer. So my wine needs to be a little more powerful than my food. And the reason why And so people say, well, but why are you always having wine with food? Very easy. When you have a sip of wine, you bring it to the back. This is a dry wine. You bring it to the back. You soak up your palate. The back part of your tongue, which is where you have the taste buds that are more sensitive to acidity. And by doing that, you wake up your taste bud, and in effect, your whole palate becomes more alert to flavors.
Okay.
Now that your palate is, your whole mouth is like tingling, very alert to flavors. Now you have a piece of meat, and the meat actually tastes even better.
Oh,
Because
wow.
you just woke up
Thank
your
you,
palate
okay.
to like be alert.
Yeah.
What's coming, you're gonna be enjoying more.
Oh, that's amazing. That
So,
was good.
so that's how you're able to perceive flavors of wines that are not sweet. That's what I said. Those are the delicious flavors in wines that are hidden in the acidity of the wine.
That was interesting. Thank you for that lesson. I hope we were all learning today. That was really good. Thank you. And that was good. I don't do sweet, but that was so
I'm
good.
okay with this one
That
right
was
now.
good.
Thank you.
Huh?
I'm still with this one. You can put it there.
Is that your favorite as well?
This is my favorite.
I should cut a
Oh,
little bit
Caribbean,
more.
Caribbean. Caribbean. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the same one, yeah.
We're gonna talk about Merlot. This Merlot aged 12 months in American medium toast oak. Very delicate. It's a Merlot again. It's a very delicate Merlot. So smooth. A little bit of sweet plum in it, but there is something so particular in this wine that I'm gonna let you tell me about. And you're able to share. There is something so unique in this
Mind
wine.
you, everyone perceives different things.
Okay.
So it's
I
not
feel like
right or wrong.
I feel like I tasted oak in it. Am I right? Okay.
And there is something more that is very unique on this wine.
Well, some people can perceive, some others. I cannot perceive what you're gonna say.
Is it a little smoky?
You're right.
Oh, I'm right.
It's a little smoky, but there is something.
Okay, I can't get the other. What's in
Tell
here
me.
that I'm missing? At least I got those two right.
Bacon.
It is. Now that you said it, and I think that's why I was like smoky.
It's
That's
more,
yeah.
it's like smoked
Bacon,
bacon.
it is. Yeah, that's when I take it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
This is good.
That's how this wine developed, and those bacon flavors. Some customers said, okay, we tried this wine, and now we're having bacon. And I said, the only thing I won't be able to provide is the egg for the breakfast, but
Since bacon is in it, what should I pair that with if I would pair
meat.
the meat? Does meat?
what's the name of it? Some smoked meat, brisket. Brisket goes really nice with this wine.
Learning.
And there's other wines to learn about it, but we're not gonna have the time to learn about all the different wines, but people can come by.
Yes,
We
want-
still
we
have
want our
a lot
viewers
of
to come.
more
Yes, yes.
that we can teach you about it.
Yes, okay. I've enjoyed myself. I've enjoyed you all, your spirits, this home feel. It really makes me think about wine therapy even much more. When we first started our first show, it was at our home, and we actually just sat down and had a conversation with wine, and that's what it feels like here with you all. Just very at home, very comfortable, peaceful, and I really thank you all for allowing us to come here on our wine tour. We really hope that a lot of our viewers come out and support you all, and actually take advantage of the wine that you create and actually learn through wine tasting. So I appreciate it a whole lot. And is there anything that you want to tell our viewers before we end the show?
Thank you guys for coming over.
Thank you.
Thank you all also for allowing us into your, the privacy of your homes also, and as you see this small presentation, you're all welcome to come over here and experience the rest.
And we're open Thursday, Fridays, and Saturday. Thursday from 4 to 8, Saturday, Friday 4 to 9, and Saturday from 1 to 9 p.m.
Thank you. Thank
When
you
people
so
want to live.
much.
When people want to, yeah, because
Don't say that.
many times has happened that we say we close at 9 and nobody leaves at 9. So,
Nobody
and we're not going to kick people out.
And before we end, I do want to know, what is the slogan that you have on the wall when we first come in? We're going to end it with that.
The family crest.
Oh, that is, which is the same thing on the bottle. That's our family crest. Yes. Some other, there are a lot more stories about, the family, our ancestors and what they were into. There's a little picture over there with some of our great grandparents. My dad is there with my great granddad and my granddad also, and a lot more story, a lot more history, family history. And again, this is the castle that we have for wines, and we would love to share all this with you.
All right. And as Gadela Winery says, if you come in as a guest, you leave as a guest. And so I just want you all to know